Hey, how's it going? Video number 6 in our Europe series. Um, Last video we did a lot of the countries formerly of Yugoslavia. Now we're going to go back and review the capitals for the countries that we did in Western Europe. We never did that. So let's see what the countries are. And we'll start off with Austria. Okay, the capital of Austria is Vienna. Vienna. Feel free to stop the video if you need to extra time to label all these things. Okay, you could also write them down on a piece of paper and add them later too if you prefer. Okay, we'll go over to Belgium, which we labeled, and if you look closely, the capital is Brussels. Brussels. Okay. Then France, capital of France is Paris. Paris. Okay. We'll go over to Germany, another big country. The capital there would be Berlin. Berlin. Okay. And okay, now we're going to get into some very small countries. If you remember, Liechtenstein, right between Switzerland and Austria. The capital there is Vaduz, Vaduz. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation. I apologize if that's not how you say it, but Vaduz, Vaduz. Okay, you can ask your teacher about that. Let's see, Luxembourg, which is right over by Belgium. Okay, in France and Germany. And the capital is also, it's easy because the capital is Luxembourg also. Same spelling. You could just use lowercase letters for the capital city. Okay, we'll go over here to Switzerland. And the capital is Bern, Bern. Okay, now going down to that small little area called Monaco. And I guess the capital is also Monaco. So you could just rewrite that in lowercase letters. And we'll jump up here to the Netherlands. And the capital of that country is Amsterdam. Okay, so that covers all of the remaining capitals of Western Europe. Now we're gonna get into Southern Europe. Now we did a bunch of those countries in the last video, but now we're going to add about 10 more. Okay, so I've got my list of countries that I'd like to do. Let's start out with a country very close to where we were working earlier, and that would be Albania. That's this area right below Montenegro and next to North Macedonia, west of Kosovo. So Albania, we might have to put it on an angle. Albania. Okay. All right. Then, okay, another very small country in Europe between France and Spain is Andorra. 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 Okay. Okay, then we've got an area called Gibraltar, which is just a little tiny area. This is actually, I think it might be a territory of the United Kingdom. So I'm going to put like a little circle, but that'll represent the little area called Gibraltar. G-I-B. Oops, this should be capital letters. Gibraltar. A little line pointing to it. Okay, so that's Gibraltar. You may have heard of the Strait of Gibraltar. That's that little opening right there into the We haven't labeled the Mediterranean, but we'll be doing that in a future video. Okay, when we do the rest of the bodies of water. Okay, now we're going to get over into a country over close to Turkey and east of Italy. This is the country of Greece. I'm going to start right about here. And it might extend into the water a little bit. You can see there's a lot of islands in Greece also. Oh, I wanted to point out how I went over some of the country names with a black pen, a fine-tipped. I used a fine-tipped marker to go over these country names, and you can see I've colored in a lot of those countries. Sometimes it's nice to do that. Let me give you an example of how I did that. Let's do Hungary. I just took my pen and I just traced over the letters. Once you're happy with the position of your lettering and you want to make it a little bit darker, this is a good way to do that. You might have a slight shadow of the pencil, so sometimes I just lightly go over it with my eraser to get rid of that pencil shadow. Okay, now it will be, when I go to color it in, it'll stand out a little bit better. Okay, so you might want to do that with some of the countries that you've already labeled. Okay, back to our countries in southern Europe. We have the country of, here's that distinctive shape of Italy. Kind of looks like a boot. Okay, and maybe we could kind of run our letters the length of the country like this. Okay, Italy. Let's jump down. Now here's one you're going to have to draw in. I didn't originally draw this in on the map, but there are two islands right about here. And it's the Isle of Malta. M-A-L-T-A. Okay, well, I think that's a good place to stop right now because we've added about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you a chance to catch up. And there's about 6 countries we just added. And if you can get caught up on that, it'd be great. Okay, thanks.